Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque, and welcome back to ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, we had just solved our very first crime in Luminous Clan. And we had multiple angles this could have gone and we could have taken, but in the end, the criminal that was found guilty was Amanfa. And, I have been kind of thinking about this whole process of, finding criminals between the cats when we have incidents like, what we went through with the prey pile sabotaged and such. And, it is really fun to try and piece together what might have happened, going through events, and then seeing if anyone has, potentially suspicious behavior in their activities during the cat list. But also, I feel like in the end, what it really comes down to, for me, which would be kind of the easiest way to kind of do things, I think, is when we check relationships like we did, the suspect who has the most kind of votes, according to how we do things. So, the suspect that has the least relationship with the cats and the one who as such gets the most amount of votes, I feel like makes sense as the guilty cat, because the cats who vote for them are kind of witnesses against the suspect, and also they potentially have more evidence between them to be able to find the suspect guilty. So that's kind of what happened with Amanfa. We have, not 10 anymore, but we have 13 cats in the clan right now, and 5 of the cats actually suspected Amanfa the most. So I did say I would have a little bit of a, tidbit that I put down in his history so that we'll be able to remember this forevermore. So I did go ahead and have this addition. So Amanfa was found guilty of committing a crime on Moon 27. The clan gathered a stockpile of food to save, but one night the fresh kill pile was drastically reduced and paw prints were found on the ground. Lyrebuzz, Cloudy Snull, Darkpounds, Greyswipe, and Nectarrock testified against him. So that's the way I will be recording the crimes that happen. So now Amanfa is the first criminal of Luminous Clan. So there is that. This obviously is not going to result in anything like exiles or death. It is just going to be, a story thing that happens, and we'll have to see how that impacts relationships going forward. But Amanfa, our youngest boy, is the first criminal that we have, which is kind of wild. But yeah, I kind of figured when we go through relationships for incidents like this, we'll kind of follow the system that we did in the last episode, and it makes sense to me. So these cats, these 5 down here, are the cats that voted for Amanfa. When I say voted, they found him the most suspicious. And so I imagine each of them had different pieces of evidence, different things they might have witnessed, which led them to suspect Amanfa. And it makes sense that the more witnesses you have, the more evidence between them you'll be able to piece together to find a cat guilty. So Amanfa, is the cat who kind of did everything. So I'm glad we get to record that in some way, and that has me very, very excited. Very, very excited, because he's got 3 cats who have even more reason to hate him now, which is wild. But okay, guys, we need to jump into events and see what is going to happen. We still have 3 cats that hate him, which means the chance of him being killed by one of these cats is quite high, and the whole reason he committed this crime in the first place, to improve his chances at life by having, maybe one of the hateful cats exiled. But that didn't work out the way he hoped, and I think he's very grateful now that Luminous Clan doesn't really believe in exiling, the founders of Luminous Clan, or the clan born of Luminous Clan. Because if that was the case, then he would be booted out as well. But no, even if Amanfa is a criminal, his blood is important for the longevity of the clan and for future bloodlines. It is important because the less cats we have, the less genetic diversity, the more, like, the sooner the cats will become closely related. So yeah, I think he's very grateful right now. So okay, let's skip a moon and see what sort of drama happens. Okay, and we are at 28 moons in Greenleaf right now, so let's go ahead and see the major events. Luminous Clan and Shade Clan arrive at the Gatherings meeting place at the same time. Mistar halts the clan with a tail signal and gestures for Shade Clan's leader to enter first, so relations have improved, which is very good to note. Slumber Roach feels much better, his soreness is gone. Cloudy Snarl finally feels back to normal! Nice, after the strain of birthing a litter, which is great because we did not have a medicine cat for a couple of moons there, and, you know, the clan was kind of stressing out about the fact that we didn't have medicine cat. Okay, Almond Fur was seen touching noses with someone from Shade Clan. Scandalous. Almond Fur, you are a criminal now. You are a criminal now. Everything you do will be seen with suspicion. Or maybe prejudice. I think the cats will automatically think the worst of him and be more likely to blame him in situations since he is a criminal now. Or, you know, is known as a criminal now. Okay, Plume Kit's running nose is gone. Okay. And you know, I almost wonder, like, should there be a consequence to the criminals? I'm almost wondering if there should be a consequence for criminals, in that they should be, like, maybe the other cats. I don't know how I feel about this. Because I was thinking maybe the other cats don't want to go on patrol with the criminal because they don't trust a criminal. And maybe criminals, like, either that, maybe they don't trust criminals, maybe criminals also can't ever take on, like, important roles in the clans. Like, a criminal cannot become a leader, a medicine cat, a mediator, or a deputy. Or a criminal cannot become a mentor. Or the cats don't want to go on patrol with them, so a criminal always has to go on patrol on their own, or with other criminals. Is that something that we potentially want to do, so that there is some sort of consequence to criminals even though we don't exile them? I'm not sure, but then I'm also thinking of the stories we might miss out on if I do put those limitations, because then there might be certain combinations of patrols, you know, that I randomize that we might not get if I'm sending Almond Fur out on patrols on his own. So, I don't know, I think for now I want to keep his criminal status as, yes, a story thing, and we'll kind of see the way people behave towards him. And, you know, in the stories going forward, I can see the other cats blaming him more for things, but I don't know if I want to, like, take anything away from him. I don't know if I want a gameplay consequence. At least not right now, for the criminals. But the things that I said, you know, they're potential ideas if that's the kind of gameplay you like, but I'm not sure if I like that just yet. So, okay. All of that done, we need to dive into relationships to see how things are going here. And still, my mediator and my retired deputy Nectarrock are not giving me any birth notices. But you know, we have kittens, so I guess we don't have to rush too much. Okay, relationships. Let's take a look. Bubbling Gale talks all the time about Slopefleck. Okay, these two, you know, becoming good friends. Bubbling Gale thinks Bright Kid has interesting things to talk about. Okay, our noisy Bright Kid is getting along well with Bubbling Gale, which is no surprise. Bubbling Gale, I think, has been getting along the best with the kittens. I feel like it has actually been quite invisible to a lot of the older cats for a long time, but now that the kittens are here, he's getting to connect with them and socialize with them a lot more. But also makes sense because kittens are more, you know, innocent of the ways of the world. And in a sense, I feel like Bubbling Gale has that same thing. So he is able to connect with them easier, which is really sweet. Okay, Dark Pounce overhears Miss Star say something awful about a dead clanmate. We have only just founded, so we don't particularly have any dead clanmates, but I don't think we've even looked at... Oh, yeah, I think we did once. Sandy Shiva is the cat who guides Luminous, like, dead cats from Luminous Clan to Star Clan. Has a very interesting coat as well, Sandy Shiva. But okay, that's fascinating. That Miss Star is saying something awful about a dead clanmate. Huh. You know what? Since we don't particularly have, within the story itself, since we don't have any, like, of the founding cats who have passed on, I'm wondering if Miss Star is saying something awful about a potentially dead clanmate. Maybe Dark Pounce is overhearing Miss Star talking to someone and saying that Arminfur, as the criminal who has 3 cats who hate him, is so dead, or is going to be dead very, very soon. It's like, it's you know, one of these days, something's gonna happen. So maybe that's what Dark Pounce is overhearing. And who is Miss Star talking to, out of curiosity? Slopefleck. Okay, so he was talking to Slopefleck and saying that Arminfur is gonna meet his end at one of the hated cats' hands soon. Okay. Dark Pounce is watching over Brightkit. There we go, that's nice. Lyrebuzz and Plumekit giggle over something silly. Plumekit, the shy one. Okay, and Brightkit's really noisy. I don't think we've seen too much of Poppykit. She's kind of been shy so far. Like, I haven't seen much of her this moon. Lyrebuzz quickly apologizes after bumping into Plumekit. They have a small laugh about it. Okay, so the Medicine Cat and Plumekit are actually getting along quite well, and I know some of you saying that maybe, was it Brightkit and Plumekit? Or one of the kids could become Medicine Cat when they're older to help their mother. Because Cloudy Snarl is the current Medicine Cat, I think. Okay, Slumber Roach sees Brightkit help a clanmate get unstuck from some brambles. Oh, that's nice. Brightkit, who are you helping? Who were you helping? A clanmate can be anyone. Mister? Mister, your father was stuck in some brambles and Brightkit the kitten was helping. Okay, that's adorable. That is adorable. I can totally see, like, if Mister was stuck in a situation like this, I can totally see Poppykit being stuck to his foot with him and not knowing what to do. And then I can see Plumekit freaking out because he doesn't know what to do and panicking about if they will get out. But I feel like Brightkit would be the cat to actually, one, be really noisy and call for help, but also dive into the brambles and actually help her father get unstuck. So that is actually really cute. Okay, a cloud parts over Slumber Roach and Brightkit, shining a light on them. They interpret this sign as a sign that they are meant for great things soon. Oh, that's cute. Slumber Roach and Brightkit. Now, Slumber Roach has mentored Arminfur beforehand. He has had, you know, training, or not training, but he has had experience with that. I wonder if this might be a sign that Brightkit will get mentored by Slumber Roach when she's a little bit older. That'd be interesting. Okay, Miss Star is scolding Slumber Roach. I wonder why. I mean, if we are to connect this to the last activity that Slumber Roach had, I'm wondering if Miss Star is not happy that Slumber Roach might have put ideas into Brightkit's head that he might mentor her. Because if Miss Star decides that's not what's best for his daughter, she might become upset and retaliate against that if she's already had it in her mind that Slumber Roach is going to be her mentor. So maybe Miss Star thought that Slumber Roach mishandled that and is unhappy. Okay. Brightkit has been getting on Miss Star's nerves of late. Yeah, guys, I think that's continuing. I think Brightkit is probably talking about, you know, maybe Slumber Roach is going to be my mentor, maybe Slumber Roach is going to be my mentor over and over again. And that's kind of irritating Miss Star. Because Miss Star, like, he's the one who's supposed to make these decisions when the time comes. And he feels like his daughter is doing exactly what he was afraid she would. So he's not happy. Okay, Cloudy Snarl and Bright Kit chat idly about the latest meeting. Okay, so they're talking about, is it the gathering perhaps? But also, I imagine Bright Kit is going to her mother and chatting about how, you know, their father's been acting a bit off ever since she mentioned the thing about Slumber Roach, and she can't understand why he's so, like, sensitive about it and all those kind of things. So, there we go. There we go. Cloudy Snarl sees Bright Kit help another clanmate get unstuck from some brambles. Okay, this is kind of funny. So, since we already know Bright Kit is closest to Mistar, I suppose he got stuck again. So, imagine, you know, she helped Mistar, and then she had this thing with, like, Slumber Roach, and then, no doubt, Slumber Roach probably saw Bright Kit help Mistar and thought that she would make a good apprentice. And so this whole thing happened with Mistar scolding Slumber Roach, and then Bright Kid getting on his nerves, and then her going to talk to her mother about it, and then it seems her father got himself stuck again. Maybe they had a little bit of like a argument, a cold shoulder moment, but then he got stuck, and then who helped him? It was Bright Kid. She walked over to her father and was like, "Okay, our disagreements aside, let me help you get unstuck, Father dearest." Okay, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. Okay, Almond Fur learns, and I imagine they like ended the argument there by Bright Kid helping her father once more. Okay, Almond Fur learns how much effort Slopefleck put into learning something. Okay, I mean Slopefleck, yes, he's always kind of dedicated to what he's doing, I suppose. So Almond Fur. And the other thing is, though, Almond Fur misinterprets, or I think he puts Slopefleck on a pedestal. So even if Slopefleck does something normally, Almond Fur is going to think Slopefleck is like the greatest thing ever. So yeah, he's still acting that way towards Slopefleck. Nobody's mentioned Almond Fur yet, though, which I'm kind of surprised by, you know? The criminal is walking freely across camp. Nobody's saying anything about him. But I wonder if this is them. Like, alienating him. Maybe that's what's happening. Okay, Grey Swipe can't believe how talented Slumber Roach is, and she's impressed by her mate, which is really, really nice, and that's one of the reasons she started paying attention to him. Grey Swipe and Plume Kid take turns in a small patch of sunlight. Okay, that is so cute. That is actually so cute. I feel like Plume Kid doesn't really speak to the other cats more, but he tends to spend time with the other cats more, I think. Whereas Bright Kid is always socializing and talking. Whereas Plume Kid is kind of just, you know, doing things like this, taking turns in a patch of sunlight. Okay, Nectar Rock wants Bright Kid to stay safe and happy. Yeah, Bright Kid probably went over to visit him in the Elder's Den and chatted his ears off, and, you know, he felt very warmed by her brightness and how enthusiastic she was, and he was looking at this little kitten and thinking, I just want you to stay safe and happy. You're such a, you know, ray of sunshine. Okay, finally, Puppy Kid, hello. Puppy Kid brings Nectar Rock herbs from the medicine cat den for a headache. You know what? Out of all the kids, I definitely think, I mean, Bright Kid is the problem solver, right? Plume Kid is the one who spends, he's the companion cat. I feel like Puppy Kid, though, is the attentive cat. She's the attentive kitten. She's the one who sticks closest to her mother and father. And look, now she's going and bringing the elder some herbs for his headache. So I think that's really sweet of her. Slopefleck thanks Cloudy Snarl for keeping the clan healthy. Look at that! He's appreciating her, and she, you know, has just returned to her medicine cat duties because she's no longer recovering from birth, which is great. An issue becomes benign when Slopefleck remembers Almond Fur's advice. Okay, it is good to see that maybe, unlike the others, Slopefleck actually is still kind of treating Almond Fur as a, you know, brother of his. And who did Slopefleck find? It was Dark Pants, yeah. Even during the whole case last time, he actually did not suspect Amanfa. He trusted Amanfa. He thought it was Dark Pounce, if anything. But I think even after finding out that Amanfa is guilty, even though he's a criminal now, I don't think, or I suppose we should say convicted criminal, I don't think Slopefleck is gonna treat him like that. He's still kind of protective of Amanfa, as if Amanfa is his younger brother. So, unlike some of the other cats, maybe he's able to put this one thing Amanfa did aside from the way Amanfa normally is with him. Okay, Poppykit wishes that a clanmate liked her as much as they like Nectarock. Nectarock? Okay, who is she talking about? Who does she have the closest relationship with? Poppykit. It's her father, Mistar. So, I'm wondering, Poppykit kind of... okay, this makes sense because she's so attached to her parents and she looks up to them a lot as well, I assume. And she went to give Nectarock some herbs for his headache, but then maybe she kind of saw or heard Mistar talking to Nectarock or about Nectarock when she went back home, and she kind of, was being told these things about when Nectarock was deputy and all the work that he did, and hearing how fondly her father talks of Nectarock, even though now Nectarock is getting older, he's really not able to do very much at all. Maybe Poppykit feels a little, inkling of jealousy, a pinch of jealousy, because she wants her father to like her as much as he likes Nectarock. And she thinks, Nectarock, he can't do anything now, but he's done so many things in his life. But she's just a little kitten. There's only so much she knows, and there's only so much she's done, because she hasn't been around that long, and I think she just wants her father's approval. And so she's a little bit jealous of Nectarock. Okay, Bright Kit and Grey Swipe keep trying to figure out what a bad smell in camp is. Okay, they hang out together again. And finally, Plumekit didn't tell Lyrebuzz about the feathers stuck to his face, so Lyrebuzz spent the whole day looking silly. You know what? I feel like Plumekit, from what we've seen, Plumekit and Lyrebuzz have a very playful relationship. Like, sometimes they're fighting over food, sometimes they're arguing with each other, sometimes they're hanging out together, and sometimes Plumekit is like playing a prank on him. Now, the same is for Bubbling Gale. I think Bubbling Gale has been very close to the kittens in general. But Lyrebuzz has been spending a lot of time with Plumekit, which is interesting. But that's all we have for events. Now what I need to go ahead and do is check the cat list, and I'm going to see how our loyalties are doing, and then we'll kind of check up on what the cats are doing for the day. It is time for us to dive into the cat list to see what everyone is up to. Now, nothing surprising happened with loyalties. It is still just Dark Pounce alone who is an anti-loyalist. Every other cat still believes in Mistar as leader and have been quite satisfied with his decisions. And even Amanfa. And I think all the cats here are very happy with how Mistar helped, through the other cats perhaps, figure out who the criminal was, who the guilty party was, and in a way made sure that Amanfa was kind of accountable for his actions and kind of owned up to it. Now he is a known criminal, so that in itself, I suppose his reputation worsening is a consequence of sorts. So they're happy with that. And even Amanfa, he has not, his situation has not twisted his belief in Mistar. Maybe he admires the way that Mistar caught him, and he feels like Mistar's a worthy leader because Amanfa, did not get away with something he did, whereas if he had gotten away, then maybe he would have thought that Mistar was incompetent. So, it's kind of interesting. But okay, let us dive into, and I don't think there's anything too new that's happened with the relationships between cats. I checked Dark Pounce and Nectarock, who are the current, mates we are trying to breed, and I think their romance is, stagnating, or it has stagnated. They both have 2 bars for each other of romance, romantic and that is it. Nothing has improved or changed. And since Dog Pounds is a mediator, we can't even mediate that. And you guys know, the only thing I use mediation for is, like, not to patch up the hate relationships. Like, I am happy to let that be a thing. If a cat's gonna be killed, like, that is completely okay for the sake of story. But I only use mediation to encourage kits between cats that I want to see kittens from. So, not in every mated pair like with Slumber Roach and Greaswipe, but in pairs I arrange, like Dog Pounce and Nectarrock. You know, if Dog Pounce wasn't a mediator, I would totally use it on these two. But unfortunately, that ain't the case. But you know what? I think we don't have to rush breeding, or we don't have to be too, thing about breeding. As long as we have a litter of kittens that we are still raising. I mean, we can still have so much fun with Poppy Kit, Bright Kit, Plume Kit, and then they're going to be apprentices. So really, until they're warriors, I think there's really no rush to have kittens. Like, it is okay. We have triplets, to keep our hands full. But okay. Mr. is pondering recent dreams he has had, perhaps from Star Clan? Okay. I wonder if this might have something to do with the patrols potentially, or even Almond Fur? Who knows? Lyrebuzz had a nightmare involving a two-legged trap. Okay. Cloudy Snarl purrs as a cool breeze hits her, so she's feeling quite good and relaxed. Dog Pounce, meanwhile, is feeling quite anxious. Yeah, I think, guys, Dog Pounce, you know what? I think Cloudy Snarl actually feels relieved and is more kind of relaxed because now that it's out in the open, that Almond Fur is capable of things like this, maybe she feels like she doesn't have to keep nearly as close of an eye on him because, now others will know that he is a two-faced cat, whereas before, maybe Cloudy Snarl felt that the other clan members didn't know, whereas Dog Pounce, who feels that Almond Fur is unhinged, is feeling anxious because she is, like, she and some of the other cats, they're quite open with how, they felt about Almond Fur being the one at fault. And maybe she's worried about how Almond Fur is going to take all this blame and take all these accusations. And yes, he committed the crime, but not everybody likes being held accountable for that, right? So I think she's very worried about how Almond Fur is going to react. And he's been silent so far. He hasn't argued with anyone. I don't even think he's had a negative reaction with anyone this turn. So she's worried about how he's going to react in patrols. And if maybe that darkness of his is going to come out then. So, she's worried. Slowfleck is wondering just how good at swimming he really is. Yeah, Slowfleck, he's not too worried about anything. He's treating life like normal. I think it's Slowfleck's eyes. I mean, Almond Fur made a mistake. He's a young kid. Like, how much can you punish him for it? And, it's already been dealt with. Why does everyone have to keep talking about it? I think that's the attitude that Slowfleck has. Because, he's biased. He's biased. Slumber Roach is looking up, watching the clouds roll by. I think Slumber Roach is just a little bit pensive and thoughtful because his former apprentice was convicted as a criminal, and I think, a part of that he might feel reflects on him as a teacher, and maybe he wasn't able to guide Almond Fur properly, and that's why Almond Fur turned out the way he did. But Almond Fur, he's not an apprentice anymore. He is a warrior. He is his own cat who makes his own decisions. So I think this might be a short-term thing. Just, something that Slumber Roach momentarily thinks about. But I feel like he should be able to get over this very quickly. Bubbling Gale is staring off into space. Bubbling Gale, if Almond Fur were doing this, then Dog Pounce would find it creepy. But since you're doing it, it's just probably cute. Okay, Greaswipe is looking forward to the next gathering. Okay. Almond Fur is finding the buzzing of cicadas annoying. Okay, so I think the way to interpret this is that Almond Fur has not reacted to anyone in clan just yet. He hasn't lashed out at anyone, but he is just generally annoyed. Maybe he can feel, the whispers, maybe he can feel the sidelong looks, and he is getting annoyed. He's finding it all irritating. I mean, yes, he messed with the prey kill pile, but it's not like the clan is dying. It's not even a big deal, so I think he's a bit annoyed. Nectarok is assisting with camp cleanup. Yeah, okay. It makes sense that after everything that happened, Nectarok, as the past deputy, feels an amount of responsibility in helping to clean up the crime scene and help the clan reorganize their stocks and everything after the incident that happened in the last moon, and getting everything back on track, keeping track of their prey a lot better, and having more probably secure systems in place for how cats are able to move around, so much prey. So, good on you, Nectarok. Okay, Poppy Kit wants to guard the nursery. This is adorable. She's normally always sticking close to her parents, but she actually, I think after the incident, she's feeling a little bit brave, and she wants to guard the nursery in case a crime happens at the nursery. Oh, she's adorable. Bright Kit is enjoying the warmth of Greenleaf. Okay, she's kind of enjoying herself. She's already spent too much time breaking her father out of brambles, so I think she can relax a bit. Plume Kit hopes to make a friend today. Oh, Plume Kit, you're adorable. You were talking with you were spending time with Bubbling Gale, weren't you? And I think with Liar Buzz. So maybe you managed to make some friends with them. Did he actually make friends other than? Does he have any friends right now? Anyone with green other than his? No, he hasn't managed to make a new friend today. And I like to think that when a cat has, it's kind of hard, but I feel like when a cat has a green bar, then that's considered as friendship to me. But with, for example, Dark Pounce, she has a green and red bar with almond fur. This is a bit more complicated. I don't think almond fur would count as a friend, but he wouldn't count as an enemy. It's like mixed feelings. Mixed feelings we're getting over here. I mean, it could be. Yeah, I usually, I think would go with mixed feelings because, a lot of this also developed off camera when I wasn't checking the events between the cats and I wasn't checking relationships to see how it was progressing. So I'm not actually sure if she started hating almond fur and then realized that, hold on a second, her enemy is actually quite capable and an enemy she can respect, or if they were friends and then he later on did something to kind of betray that trust, and then she felt like, okay, she hates this obsession he has. So I'm not sure how it started and which direction it went, so we kind of just go with it being mixed feelings. But it seems as though Itty Bitty Plume Kit has only managed to really befriend his parents, not even his siblings just yet. So hopefully he does make a friend. Hopefully he does. Between, this moon and the next. Okay. So I think that is all we have for the cat list. Now we need to jump to patrols and see what's going to happen. This is the first time, I think, that we have had all the cats kind of up and ready. Aside from the ones who obviously can't go, the kittens and the senior and the mediator. But every other cat is kind of available. So that's good to note. Also, I'm kind of glad that Dark Pounce is a mediator and she's not going out anymore, because that mangled tail, that was scary. So I feel like it's good that she is not being sent out anymore and that she is getting, even if she might not like it, that she's getting some relaxation time. But also, I think I forgot to check up on the logs. So let me fix that real quick. So Shade Clan we did last time, so this time, oh look, we have 3 allies now. We'll try and befriend Lynx Clan. And let's check up the logs in the Medicine Cat Den. Okay, Slumber Roach feels much better, his soreness is gone. Cloudy Snarl was given a moss treatment for recovering from birth. And Cloudy Snarl finally feels back to normal after the strain of birthing a litter. Plume Kid was given Poppy's treatment for running nose, they will heal, and he did heal. And then Cloudy Snarl gathered Poppy, Marigold, and Tansy this moon. So we have like a ton of things. We have so many herbs, which is really great. But yes, now that we've wrapped this up, let's jump to patrols. It is time for patrols. And you know, guys, I am suddenly curious. If you have 2 cats go out on patrol and they hate each other, do you think the chance of the cats dying is higher because they'll be less likely to help if something happens? Or do you think there's a chance of them like killing the other cat? Like murdering them when nobody else is around to witness it? I don't know, but that's kind of interesting, isn't it? It would be so cool if that was a thing, but I'm not sure it is. I know that cats who hate other cats, because that's what you guys have said, can kill them if it gets bad enough, but I'm not sure under what circumstances they can die. Like, do they just kill them in events? Do they kill them out on patrol? I'm not sure. But we're gonna send, not Lyrebuzz, oh my goodness, Cloudy Snarl out on her own first of all. So this is gonna be her first, I think, time out as a medicine cat, which is exciting. And, this is one of her proficiencies, so I'm excited for her. So let's go out on patrol. Cloudy Snarl wanders off into the territory, keeping an eye out for the purple flowers that grow on Bethany. Proceed. Bethany is especially useful for cats who breathe with a rasp, and Cloudy Snarl is always keen to help clanmates with the condition. With the Great Hole of Bethany Cloud Snarl brings back, she'll be able to dose her clanmates and prevent coughs and chest infections. And she's even found a little goldenrod to go with it. Okay, so she had a really good time out, which is nice. And now, the interesting part. To see how the patrols are going to be decided by Lyrebuzz. Because we do have a convicted criminal in our midst, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. Is Armanfer actually going to be sent out on patrol on his own, or is he going to be sent with his other clanmates? And if that is the case, will anything stand out? I don't know. So let's have a look. And okay. So Mr. Lyrebuzz, Slumberroach, Slopefleck, Armanfer, our criminal, and Gracewipe are going to go out on patrol together. I think Lyrebuzz, obviously even more now, does not trust Armanfer and does not trust him to not do something suspicious out on his own. He would rather Armanfer be where everyone can keep an eye on him. Whereas he trusts Bubbling Gale to go out on his own and be able to do whatever he needs to do. So okay, and our current prey is 125.2. We only need 26.5, so we're good on prey. So I don't think they have too much pressure, but if the hunting is good this time around, then Bubbling Gale will have even less pressure. So let's go out on patrol. The patrol comes across a small dog right on the border of Luminous Clan territory. I think we should be good because we have 6 cats. Okay, the dog gets a lucky hit in on Slopefleck, though together the patrol is still able to drive it off successfully. Oh no, Slopefleck got a torn ear. Oh no, and he was doing really, really good. Wait, where is he, Slopefleck? Okay, he has a torn ear. I wonder if that's gonna get worse and he'll end up having a scar. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I hope he's not down though. I hope that doesn't mean he's gonna be down from patrols. And then we have Bubbling Gale, who we'll have to see. He's normally determined to find prey and such, but let's send him out. As Bubbling Gale heads out to work on his skills, Bubbling Gale thinks about the dream he had last night. Was it sent by StarClan? Proceed. Bubbling Gale can't make sense of the vision. Okay, so he's probably wondering, maybe it means something else for him, and if the prophets, it's probably not as important as, when the prophets have visions, and maybe the prophet would have interpreted this differently, or maybe this vision would have meant something else, would have been a sign for something if one of the prophets had gotten it. So it's too confusing for him to think about, and he's so distracted he doesn't even get very much done, I think. But okay, that is all we seem to have for patrols. Okay, good to note, good to note. So we did have a little bit of excitement there with Slopefleck. And wasn't it the clan leader? I think Mistar was having a troublesome dream in the last moon? Or was it this moon? No, it was this moon. I think he was having a troublesome dream. Yeah, he was having a dream. So I wonder if he dreamt something about them coming across a dog and someone getting a torn ear, but he didn't know who it was going to be, and it's Slowfleck. You know, the cool thing about us doing the videos in this format for like doing events first and then going through cat list and patrols is that we can always refer back to, you know, what they were thinking in the cat list before they did the patrols. And as we end the episode, it's easier to refer back. Whereas in the way we used to do it beforehand, even though I got really used to it, once you do the events, it's kind of hard to remember sometimes. Like, oh wait, is this what they said last time around? But now, you know, we actually do have a moon a video, which makes sense. Or sometimes if I have to split it up, a moon over 2 videos. But still, it is a good system, I think. And I am getting used to it, and I actually quite like it. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.